Episode 16, The Treasure Hunt. Peeshados and Prakreet both hunt for the whereabouts of Lord Aztada. They look inside the ruins, tunnels, caves and every corner of the ocean they could find. Finally, after a long exhaustive search, they retreat to a small enclosure to rest, where they find strange fossils scattered in a specific pattern. Prakreet closely examines the fossils and shuts his eyes. He finds out that the fossils were formed out of Lord Aztada, when his soul had left the body of the bullfrog. Prakreet opens his eyes, and looks around. Peeshados wonders what Prakreet was looking for. Peeshados, what's that Lord Prakreet you are looking for? Prakreet, he is here. Lord Aztada. These fossils belong to him. Peeshados looks at the fossils and gets confused and worried. Peeshados, you mean these bones? No. This should be some mistake. Prakreet, there is no mistake. These fossils belong to him. He left the body in search of wisdom. The wisdom of life, death, spiritual supremacy. He will be back, but needs to reinstate in a body. These fossils won't be enough. We need to gather some good and strong fossils, so that he can regenerate in a stronger form. They begin their hunt to gather the fossils for building a body. They part and hunt in different directions. They decide to meet in a secured cave near a crater, where no creatures dwelled or grazed. They gather all the fossils at one place, and start selecting the best piece to complete the jigsaw of a perfect skeletal structure. Prakreet marks a space on the ground for assembling the fossils. He draws a circle with the beams shot from his forehead around the space that he had selected for the assembly. He calls Peeshados, and instructs him on what to do when he is away. Prakreet, Peeshados. Now listen to me carefully. Arrange all these fossils around this circle. Peeshados arranges the fossils as instructed by Prakreet. While doing so, he observes some symbols placed in 5 equidistant corners. He wonders what they were. Peeshados, I have placed the fossils as you instructed. But Prakreet, but what? Peeshados, what are those symbols for? Prakreet, come on. Didn't expect such a question from a learned Aztadian. These symbols represent the elements that build a body. Fire, water, earth, air, and life. The bones resemble the earth. The blood resembles water. The fire occurs in form of the body's temperature. Air in form of breath, while the soul brings in the life. We have all these elements right here including the soul. Peeshados, great, then what's stopping us? Let's assemble them together, and bring him back. Prakreet, not so soon dear. The time is not ripe yet. Peeshados, I didn't get you. What's with the time? Prakreet, Lord Aztada's soul is not yet ready. He has been prepared to rule this world, and restore the balance back. Peeshados, being prepared. But by whom? And what rule and balance are you talking about, when there are no people around here? All I see around is this deep blue ocean, filled with small critters. Prakreet, there would be something big again. The history is about to repeat. Peeshados, you mean they shall be back? Prakreet, yes, my dear. They would be back, with their overconfident nuisance. Their headquarters is not far away from here, and so it is necessary to keep his cave away from their reach. They both leave the cave, and Prakreet shoots a beam at the entrance. The entrance shuts. Peeshados, you have sealed this cave, but how can I enter when you are away? Prakreet, when I regenerated you in this new form. Of course, it's not the best body for a noble soul like you, but soon you would transform into a better-looking creature. Till then, please bear with it. I have granted some of the mystical powers to you, and one of them is shapeshifting. You can shapeshift to any form to camouflage yourself, which may even help you with spying. Well, I cannot do much now. I have to return to Mother Nature. Peeshados, thank you Lord Prakreet, for everything you are doing for us. But when shall that day arrive, when we can regenerate him? Prakreet, first of all, stop calling me Lord. And you both are my close friends. I was badly waiting for this day to arrive, when I could see you again. Regarding the return of Lord Aztada, very soon there would be a meeting of the consortium in the headquarters, where they would be discussing their destructive plan of repeating the history. That would be the right time to awaken him. Peeshados, very well. So, we meet here again on that day. Prakreet, no, my friend. I should not be here. You will have to do it alone. I am transferring a hymn to your mind, which you need to recite during the ceremony, to awaken him. You need to be careful to check that nobody finds or follows you. Peeshados, you have my words. I will do anything and everything that needs to bring him back. Prakreet explains him the ceremony that was performed by Peeshados in an earlier episode. To transfer the hymn, Prakreet asks Peeshados to shut his eyes, and he shuts his. A beam originates from Prakreet's forehead and penetrates into that of Peeshados. They both open their eyes. Peeshados thanks Prakreet again and bids him farewell. Peeshados turns himself into a dark slimy substance and enters a small narrow tunnel that leads inside the cave. Peeshados daily patrols the vicinity to check if the angels have arrived. Finally, the day arrives, when the consortium meets to convince Mother Nature to build a new human-like civilization, and Peeshados performs the ceremony to regenerate and awaken Lord Aztada.